So how did my business go in 2022? Coming up. Hello and welcome back to the Freelanceverse. For the second time this video, you don't know that, but I've just recorded halfway through it and I didn't press record. So now I am recording, so let's get this started. As you know, always on the last Monday before Christmas, I do year in review video where I address my statistics, my strategies, how the year went, how I'm looking forward into the future as well. It's already the third year that I'm doing this now. Usually it's the last video of the year, but not this year actually. You still get the video next Monday on the 26th. Video I've made long time ago, so after filming this I'm officially on break, but the video will still go out next Monday, so stay tuned for that. After that I'm on break, my usual winter break until the 9th of January, and I will be back with new content. So 2022 is coming to a close. What a year it's been for the Freelanceverse. I'm extremely happy with the progress I've made, the channel has made, the community has made. If you follow my socials, especially on LinkedIn, I announced that I just hit 20,000 subscribers. Unbelievable number, 20,000. Imagine, like, the goal has always been 1,000. I've said it many times on the channel, and now we are 20 times there. And you know, 20k is really like a decently sized football stadium. In my mind, I always rationalize numbers of people with football stadiums for some reason. And to imagine that a decently sized stadium is fully packed with people interested in my videos, unbelievable to imagine. And I often tend to just push it away, because if I get too obsessed with that, I get too anxious and too nervous. So let's look a bit at the statistics. I start with revenue as always. As you know, I just show the progress, or the non-progress in this case, that I made over the year. If you want to talk actual numbers, please get in touch with me privately. I'm very much willing to share it, just not publicly on YouTube, because you never know where these videos end up, right? So, but I feel like it's important that new newbies can actually talk about real numbers with people. So if you want to do that, feel free to reach out privately. So here's the graph on my screen, and I show it to you here. As you can see, for the first time ever, the revenue of my language business has decreased this year, roughly 7% less revenue. I said once in a previous video that if my revenue ever goes down, I will have a problem and I need to rethink my strategy, because of course the plan is to always increase your rates, work more efficiently, and find better clients. It has now decreased, but as you can see by my demeanor, I'm not really negative about it. That is because it was kind of part of the plan. To be honest, the plan was to keep it steady. I wanted to basically make the same revenue as last year. I failed in that regard, but it is still okay considering how much more effort I put into the Freelanceverse. Not only YouTube, of course, the biggest part of Freelanceverse is the YouTube channel, and it will always be around that, but it's really it's taking on a life of its own. I get invited to places, I talk to universities, to students, I do counseling and, consulting is the word, for companies as well. So it's really becoming a community. I'm already thinking of what I could do next year with it. Maybe create some events where people can actually meet in person. It's becoming bigger and bigger. It's part of my work now. It is now also financially interesting, so I can actually include it as part of my work rather than a side project, which I enjoy very much. And this is why I'm not too sorry about this revenue decrease, because it is it's okay. It's part of the plan, right? Next up, let's look at the expenses. Expenses is an interesting one this year, because obviously, as you guys know, everything has gotten much more expensive. The inflation in Belgium is insane. It's like 10% or some crazy stuff. I know that for some countries it's nothing, but still for here it's very much. And we moved into this place last year, so the rent is considerably higher because it's a much bigger place. But as you can see, my expenses exploded this year at 21% more, and I'm not even sure if that's completely accurate because I haven't been so meticulous in tracking it. I'm not sure what it was, but this whole year I have not been on top with organizing things. This was a crazy year, right, with everything happening in the world, but me personally, I was still doing fine work-wise and YouTube-wise, but just these little things like tracking my expenses was not on the top of my mind. So I still did it on the whole, but not as exact as in the past years. But one thing is for sure, I definitely spent much more money this year. and less money came in the language business. So as you could see, you could argue that this is a negative outcome of the year, but as I said before, YouTube is now part of my work, and I want to show you the results of that. As you can see, YouTube revenue exploded even much more, right? It went almost 6 times as much as 2021. A lot of that I will break down in the second part of this video when we look at the YouTube analytics, because of course a lot of it is from YouTube ads, like the videos, the ads on my videos. But then the other part is brand partnerships, right? I worked with several brands, mainly MemoQ. MemoQ was the biggest partner this year. Thank you very much again. We will continue the partnership next year. I'm very excited for that. I've worked with Skillshare, with NordVPN, what else, with Pros. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but I definitely enjoyed this part a lot because it taught me a lot. You know, negotiating about this kind of stuff is very interesting, was new to me. Of course, I can't share exactly the money that was exchanged in the brand partnerships because there are NDAs and contracts involved. But the YouTube side, I will show you in a second. So that is also why I'm not too upset with the revenue decreasing, because the revenue of YouTube increased and that balances it out. One metric that hasn't changed a lot is days off, but that's only at first glance. As you can see, 38 compared to 40 last year. But a lot of these days off here, this is about the language business, right? And a lot of these 8 days off, I was still technically working just for the Freelanceverse. I went 3 days to the Translating Europe forum, made a video about it here, and I went 3 days to MemoQ Fest in Budapest. This video is here, so make sure to check them out. I want to make more of these things next year because it's so fun, and it's kind of a unique thing, like a day in the life or like first-hand experience vlogs of language events. Doesn't really exist on YouTube or anywhere else, so I really want to push that. I think it's a cool thing. I can collaborate with these conferences as well. You know, they invite me and I travel there and make a video for them and put it out. It can drive also sign-ups for the next year for the conferences, so I'm very excited for that. But just know that this year I worked a lot. I worked too much, right? There are many days off in the statistics that I worked on the Freelanceverse. Many Saturdays, many Sundays were spent on it as well. I'm not too happy about that. I definitely feel drained. I need to recover, I need to relax. Now I take many days just completely off. Like my Christmas program is usually being in the snow and reading. That's it. And some mulled wine on the side. But also looking towards next year, I already know that I will probably work a bit less because I have a big trip planned to Argentina. I'm very much looking for that. So I will be traveling for a longer time, an extended period of time. Whereas this year I've never done that, right? The longest as a part I've taken off was last Christmas, you know, but that was kind of still last year. So in the summer I've only taken 1 week off. So this year has been more busy, more work, but also I enjoyed it very much. So I'm not complaining. So these are the statistics I usually do of my business year. And now I'm going to show you on the screen how the year looked on YouTube. So this is my YouTube Analytics dashboard. As you can see at the time of recording, 20,067 subscribers. Insane. Again, thank you very much. During the year, I'm gonna switch this to last 365 days. So as you can see, the views have been very consistent, very slightly upwards trend, but consistent. You know, you can really see when I upload, then there's a spike and then it goes down again, spike, down again. I'm happy to see that during the summer season, when I didn't upload, it hasn't really dropped. The contrary, actually, in fall when I started season 3, it went slightly up again. So I'm happy for that. That really means a lot because I need these summer breaks to stay sane. And if I saw a huge drop off here, I would maybe feel forced to not take a summer break. But when I see this, I feel confident and say, okay, yeah, I'm okay to miss the summer. In terms of subscribers, this year I managed to gain 12,000 subscribers, 12,500 in 1 year, which is insane. There was a big jump here in June and I really didn't know what's happening. The subscribers were much higher than usual, and then it dropped off again to the random, the normal number from before, which is usually 20, 30, 40 subscribers per day. This huge spike here is what you can see is the effect of a conference. This is the Translating Europe forum. People just noticed my channel there. So in 2 days I gained like 300 subscribers, which is crazy to think about. And of course, what people are interested always, which I am also always watching YouTubers, is the money part. As you can see, this year I managed to earn 2,620 euros in ad revenue. Very happy about that. There were 2 spectacular days in which I made almost 20 euros per day. Yes, this one and this one, right? Yeah, 20 euros. And that really translates into then getting paid for the videos, right? If I know that I put out the video and 20 euros comes in, that's a nice return. Of course, it's still an outlier, but this would be kind of the goal, to get 20 euros per day on average for maybe not next year, but maybe 2 years from now, because then it gets really interesting. Of course, 2,600 it's a lot for some people. I'm very happy with it. It's not a lot where I live, but it's, it's like, of course, this is before taxes, right? So it's not a monthly salary here, but it's getting close. And I think next year will be kind of a monthly average salary here in Belgium will be realistic. The channel got 460,000 views, so almost 500,000 views this year. I think in overall, since the beginning, we might be soon at 1 million. Okay, no, not yet, but 730,000 overall since the beginning. 3,500 euros earned. Yeah, very happy. I see the trends. The views are going up. The watch time is going up. Subscribers are steady. They're not really going up, but they're steady, which is also interesting and good. And the money has been going up except for the last weeks. The most popular videos of this year were not videos from this year, actually. They were my videos that are already popular, but that kind of makes sense. Once a video is bigger, then it gets pushed by YouTube and it finds more audiences. Let me find a video that I made this year that was doing the best. That will be this one. Top 10 highest paid languages, which makes sense. It's quite short, snappy. It's a top 10. It's about money. It's from February this year and is at 19,000. And that's the best performing video of this year. All right, there you go. This is the insight from YouTube. Now, every year I have a goal for the year. The year before this year was networking, right? Now, this past year, 2022, was expansion. I watched a video from last year just now to remind myself, and I said that I want to work with someone for the channel and also for the language business, and also work with brands. And I'm doing all these 3 things. I hired like Anita is working for me as a freelancer. She's doing my channel management, all the social media, talking to people about subtitling. So if you have gotten in touch with me through socials, you most likely talk to her. The collaboration is going very well. I'm very happy with her, so we definitely continue that. I have been working with 3 different people on the language business part. One didn't work out. The other 2, we work now in a collaboration. I sent them work, they sent me work, and this way we can kind of work together without having to hire someone, because we are all working remotely and as a freelancer in our own rights. And as already mentioned, I have been working with brands. Now, the term for next year, I'm not really sure how to call it. I think I want to call it business development, but it's very vague and I'm not really happy with it. So maybe I find another term over Christmas. What I mean is just I want to kind of close the gap a bit more between the Freelanceverse and the language business. I want to create something circular, something tangible, more like a community. As I said, I want to create events where people can meet and share experiences. I think it's more important than ever to get people involved, freelancers involved. I saw it at the Translating Europe forum. It's so important that we are there, that it's not just policymakers talking to universities, talking to theoretical, academia people. Of course, that's important, but we as freelancers need to be there to say what it actually feels like to do all these things in real life, right? So please make sure to get involved into the industry. I want to do more of that as well. I want to make it easier as well for you guys watching that. And I think the best way is to create a safe place for everyone to have a voice. And that's what this community/channel/business should be. This has been the Freelanceverse 2022. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what your highlights were, what you expect in the new year. I hope it went well for you as well. If you started this year, please don't panic if you haven't made enough money yet. If you can't buy Christmas presents this year, that's perfectly fine. Focus on next year. Focus on bettering yourself, improving your business, one step at a time. If you found your first jobs through this channel, which so many people wrote me, it means a lot to me. It's amazing. It's so freeing when you can actually do what you want and build your own future with your job. So please stick to it. I'm going to go now to the other room because this room is not heated and I'm freezing. And I see you, well, as I said, next Monday with a special Christmas surprise. See you then.